Hi, my name is Isabel Leonard.
I'm Joshua Bell.
I'm Stephen Huff.
Zsolt Bailey.
Nathan Gunn.
Matthew O'Coin.
Hi, I'm Yuzhou Wang, and this is
Living Impossible Life.
I think for almost every artist that I've spoken to, there's nothing that's completely consistent on stage. Are you ever afraid of not being in your fullest capacities when on stage?
Of course. Of course. I've walked on stage so sick and so thinking I was going to die. I've walked on stage having shouting matches with people in my life right beforehand, and I've got to find a way to compartmentalize that and walk on stage and make no one know that that's happening, and then to have the music come through me purely, purely being without my pushing that on it. And then I realized at that point what music was to me. Every time I picked up the cello, music centered me, no matter what was going on. It brought great peace. It was like a safe place for me. So for me, the stage is the place where I can fully be me, as just in a meditative state, kind of letting all of this come through. But I also, I've never played a perfect concert. I don't ever want to play a perfect concert, because if I do, then I think I'm done. I want it to be, I want to walk off stage and go, I want more there, or that opened a whole door that I didn't see that was possible.
When you feel that if there is no physical distance between like fingers and that like if fingers go directly from your heart. Also experiment with emotion. It can be the sort of or it can be hopeful. Or it can be very meditative and just dreaming. No, it doesn't. Or it can be very like blossoming when it's or it can be shy. Or it can be well,
So that
any other ways.
It's very different, you know. Sometimes I feel so amazing on stage. People are like, oh yeah, it was pretty perfect, but a bit boring. And sometimes when I'm so nervous, like I don't even know what the next note is. And then like I'm struggling with how to make this work. And people will be like, that was so brilliant. So I guess the element of nervousness, of struggling, of searching feels uncomfortable. I remember telling many acts, he's like, what's your problem with this piece? Sounds good. I was like, I just feel so uncomfortable. He's like, honey, you're paid to be uncomfortable on stage. It's like, why? But it could be so nice. But the element of that uneasiness, it's probably what makes the magic, but it feels bad for me. Yeah. Gosh. That's pretty dumb. The question. Tell me to stop, otherwise I won't.
That was amazing.
I don't think there's ever such a thing as a progress like this. It's up and down and up and down. And the same with learning. I remember my piano teacher, my main piano teacher, Gordon Green, said many wise things. One thing was, he said, I don't care how you're playing now, it's how you're going to play in 10 years that interests me. So everything was towards a bigger picture, a longer goal. He could have sat there and said, do this, do that, groomed a performance, had it ready for a competition, but he didn't want to do that. He let things grow in an organic way. And the other thing he said was that we could stay a long time on a plateau and not to worry about that. But it was the work we did during that time on the plateau that enabled the next leap forward to happen. So we shouldn't expect every day we get a little bit better. And sometimes learning a piece, I'm sure you've had the same experience.
Oh, sure.
I mean, weeks after weeks, and it doesn't seem to get any better, at least for me.
I seem to always feel that way.
Yes. Then suddenly you turn a corner perhaps, and then things get a little bit easier. I remember this actually with the Brahms Quintet comes to mind. I just thought I would never get this piece in my fingers. It just didn't seem to stick. And then one morning, it just sort of fell into place a little bit more.
Some of the best advice that I was given as I was studying was to develop that group of people that you trust. And you go finding new people in your life to kind of bring into that circle. But to really to develop that and to talk to people and to seek out honest answers from the people that give them to you in a way that are constructive. And you know, everybody's different. Some people are really good with blunt answers, and more power to them. You know, but those who are not, like me, I tend to, you know, I like people to tell me the truth, but to always be gentle about it.
We know a lot about the Athenians. We don't know a lot about the Spartans. Why? Because they spent no time on the arts, right? They were about war for the most part. But the Athenians, they're about art. And everything we have that we know about that culture is from that. And I think everything that we are about, if we spend all our time thinking about how to make money, you know, or how to get a bigger house, or how to, you know, get a better car, or how to, you know, whatever, is just, no, it will dissipate. But if you think about our culture, if you spend your time thinking about and enhancing and creating, you know, art, whether it's a performing art or a painting or a sculpture or dance or whatever it might be, you know, that's what will be remembered.
Even playing on the streets can be very lucrative sometimes.
Have you done that?
Subway.
Yes.
Subway?
Did you actually make money?
Yeah, did you actually make money? Really?
Oh, you
Did
can
people
make
pay
pretty
attention?
good money.
I sang on the street once, actually by the Museum of Natural History,
Really?
for like an hour and made $30.
I think music is beauty, and music tells us about life in a way that nothing else can. And I think that for me, it makes me feel alive, just personally, in a way that I can't imagine life without music. And the communication with audiences and what audiences get from music is something very, very special. And so I feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world that the music found me at a young age, and that I can actually make this a way of life.